This is a little dinghy I designed. My name is Jim DeWitt, and I've been racing and building little dinghies for probably 60 years. And I love them. I raced one little boat that was a rowboat that they turned into a sailboat, and I always wanted to redesign it, but I couldn't because of class rules. So when I finally found a material, rotomolding, I decided, hey, I'm going to try this, design my own little dinghy. So I did it, and I'm very proud of it. I'd say I was a sailmaker for years, and my job as owner of the sail loft was to design sails that made boats go fast. And it was a fascinating thing to do. So in this little dinghy, I carried it to the boat as well, as most good boats do. So you have all the controls to change the shape of the sail for different wind conditions. Beating, reaching, running, different wind velocities, wave conditions. It's so important. And this little dinghy then becomes a fascinating little training tool for kids, for adults, to learn how to adjust sail shape to get some boat speed. So, you know, when you have things hooked up right, you go so much faster than the other boat, just like you. It's amazing. I also put some flotation in the head of the sail, because where I sail, if you tip over, the mast goes down, it goes into this mud, and it takes forever to get it off if you're lucky enough not to have broken your mast or damaged your sail. So I think the flotation is wonderful, because when you tip over, the sail just floats flat out on the surface of the water. You go around, pull on the centerboard, pull the boat back up, get in, and away you go. The water runs right out the transom. It has a self-bailing cockpit, and the water seeking its own level just runs out of the cockpit. You never have to worry about getting rid of water, bailing. Some boats, you get so much water in them, you have to bail with two hands and two big buckets. So this is really nice for those conditions. You see the picture of the boat here. You can see the flotation on the top of the sail. That opaque part is closed cell foam. Here we are sailing at Richmond in the inner channel. And there you go. Boy, there's a good picture of the flotation. This is an experimental sail that I added the flat top to, and it just gives it so much more power. As a young sailmaker, I made some sails for a couple snipes, and I kicked the battens up real high and put a high roach on it, because the rules didn't say anything about where the battens had to be. And the two sails went down to the LA Midwinters, probably about 50 snipes, and they came in first and second. From that moment on, the whole racing world decided they should put where the batten should be. Now that they tell you where to place them, but they hadn't before. So what do we do? Okay, this isn't just for kids. It's a wonderful boat for kids. But this old man sailing this boat is going to be 80 next February. That's me. And you can see the draining for the self-bailing cockpit. We're sailing in. Look at how comfortable and how easy it is to sail, and how high it is. So we're going to come up here to the end of this clip, and then we're going to put a smaller sail on. And at this point, we change sails. I put the small sail on so we could get a picture of what it looks like. It would be a good little sail for absolute little person, beginner. And if it's really blowing hard for a big person, if he's in a race and he chooses the little sail and it's blowing awfully hard, the people with the bigger sail may be tipping over a time or two, and that's slow. So because he can keep right on going, he could be the winner. So there are decisions to make when it's time to put the sail up or not, which one. Somewhere in here, my little demonstrator, Nolan, is going to tip over. And you can see how easy it is to get the boat back up. The next day, he went out and sailed a boat with less flotation. And he commented that he thought this other boat was easier to get into. And he's right, it is easier to get into because there's less to get up over and into because it has less flotation. It's real easy to get into a surfboard because it's right down there in the water with you. But here he had to pull himself up over the Traveler, and it was particularly difficult because he had his harness on with a big hook in the front that he had to get up and over things to get in, which made it even a little more difficult. But he did. He was going to go sailing in the afternoon in a bigger boat, and he'd be hanging out on a trapeze. So here he is. Oh, he commented that it was kind of difficult to tip over. That was good to hear. Oh, and notice that the sail doesn't go down. It doesn't turn turtle because I put some closed cell foam in the top panels so it'll float. And without it turning turtle, it's much easier to bring it up, get back in it, and sail away. So it's never completely upside down, and that's really nice. Now here you see he's getting, oh, he got over the hook for his harness, and now he's in, so it really wasn't that bad. But he didn't comment that it was easier in the other boat. But the other boat has so little flotation that when you put two people in it, the transom goes down so far that instead of water running out, water runs in. So you can't put much weight in people in the boat. This boat you can put quite a bit of weight in. And you can put 2, 3, you can even put 4 kids in and it still would be floating. Here we go. I think this is the end of our tape.